Well, I mean, it's a really exciting time to be joining Applied Materials. It's really a company that for 40 years, had a very small list of clients, that we worked very closely with, and really our strategy was to stay in the background. We didn't want to be out in front of them. We wanted them to have sort of all the glory. But in the last couple of years, we've aggressively moved into the solar business. And there's really a lack of leadership in terms of people out there as thought leaders talking about the solar solutions. And so it's a huge sort of reputational opportunity for Applied to move aggressively into that field and really, amp up the public debate about, what does solar mean? What's the potential of solar technology to really change the way the world uses energy? So it's a really exciting time, and I think there's a lot of areas that we can use to get that story out. It's interesting. I mean, it's probably simultaneously one of our greatest opportunities and one of our biggest challenges. I mean, one of on the challenge side, we walk into the room and people say, "Of course, Applied Materials, the semiconductor company." So, at least they know who we are. The problem is it's very hard. We've done such a good job at telling them who we are in semiconductors, it's hard to now tell them who we are in solar panels. The opportunity, though, is that, when we can have the chance to build out the story, those two things are actually very similar. The way you make a solar panel is actually very similar to the way you make a semiconductor. They're both silicon-based. They're both, using silicon to move electrons. So, when we can get into our history and sort of our expertise and the unique thing that Applied Materials brings to the world, that expertise in semiconductors is actually one of our greatest assets in giving us credibility as to why we can talk about solar panels.